Good morning, everyone. I, Ananya Bush, will be your host for today's auspicious program, Felicitation Ceremony of Training Workshop jointly organized by Wipro and Training Placement Cell Pharmaceutical Technology Department of JIS University. Before we begin this ceremony, let me remind, during ceremony, everyone will sit quietly, please. So, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the Felicitation for Ceremony program. Now we are going to start our program. So now, Mr. Shoikat Bishas sir, please come on the dais. And Dr. Sushant Senapati sir, please come on the dais, sir, please. And sir, please, Mr. Taposh Kumar Shah, sir, please come on the dais, sir, please. And our Dean, sir, please come on the dais. And our Head of the Department, Maji, sir, of Pharmaceutical Technology Department, please come on the dais. And our controller, ma'am, please come on the dais. May I now request Professor Himanshu Shekhar Maji, sir, Head of the Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, JIS University, to deliver the welcome speech on this program. Sir, please.
So, before I start, let us felicitate our guests. Do you have the list with you? You have the list? Yeah, I request Mr. Saha to do the honor on behalf of us. May I request Mr. Shoikat Biswas to accept a token of appreciation from our side. Yeah, I'll also request Mr. Saha to felicitate Dr. Sushant Senapati. Yeah, clap, please. Yeah. Yeah. Sir. Yeah. So extending it to the other members of the Wipro, I request our Dean sir to do the honor. Dr. Ankush Mahajan, please come on the dais, please. Yeah, Dean sir, wait a bit, please. Mr. Pradeep Kumar Pal. Pradeep Kaur Pal. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Thou? I- yeah, I'll request now our controller ma'am to do the rest of the honor. Uh, Mr. Ravi Mende, Mr. Ravi Mende, yeah, please. And we have our another team member from Wipro, Ms. Auropriya Odhikari. Please. Now you can start. Thank you. So it's a memorable day for all of us, and I wish a very good afternoon to the team Wipro, the students of JISU University, the faculty members of the Department of Pharmaceutical Technology and other departments. I can see the head of bioscience is sitting here, and Mr. T.K. Saha, who is heading the total training and placement cell of the group, not only the university. He is working hard for a long time. I think more than 20 years he is there associated with our group, and we need a big clap for him also. We are happy that at this age also he is so young. Our respected Dean Sir, Dean of Management and Legal Studies. No, not only TK, I can see the family members of the team. Obijidda is there. Big clap for him also. And we have our controller of examination, Dr. Porimala Moni. So it is our honor to have Mr. Soikat Biswas, the global head of Wipro Limited, and his entire family of trainers and recruiters at JIS University. I also welcome our Dean, Controller Ma'am, Director, Industry Alliances, and my fellow colleagues. I also thank our aspiring students of Pharmacy and Life Science Department on behalf of JIS University and on behalf of the Department of Pharmaceutical Technology. I would like to thank all members of the pharmacovigilance training team for their tireless effort they had taken in training our students for the past 6 months to be adapted into a level which is basically required for the industry. We now look ahead to the recruiting team in your organization based on your assessment in the coming days. The MOU signed between us, I'm sure, will go a long way in mutually benefiting your company as well as our students in launching their careers. We look ahead to work closely with Wipro in the upcoming days. We want to assure you that you shall get the best talent from our side. Even though our relationship with Wipro is time tested and many of our past students are there as your manpower assets. Thanking you everyone at the end, and I hope that this is going to be a very successful day, and this is going to be a beginning of a long relationship between Wipro and JIS Group. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable speech. Wipro signed MOU to collaborate with JIS University. So, respected Mr. Shoykot Biswas sir, Global Head Wipro Limited, and Mr. Taposh Kumar Saha, Director Industry Alliance of JIS Group, to mutually exchange MOU copies which signed between both organizations recently.
I'll just speak 2 minutes without mic. We're definitely grateful with the Srikat and the tag team. We will pass on this training. I'm sure it will be a win-win situation. They will get the trained students and then also expect to have it. In fact, association request along that, not now, but earlier it was with IT. In fact, IT already have an level time that they train the teachers, they train the trainers. So that is already in this system. And we are the long way connected to IT. In fact, we are one of the nodal hub sectors of Wipro main IT division. So we thought this would be a nice one to entire family and JISU come close together and can do some good business. So thank you once again, and I look forward, and I'm sure my students will benefit.
Now, entire team of Wipro felicitated to JIS Group Pharmaceutical Technology Department.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. And it takes an immense pleasure for me as well to represent Wipro here. And as we have been into the first batch for our collaboration between Wipro and JIS Group, we'd like to have a felicitation from the Wipro leadership as well here. I would like to request Mr. Saikat Biswas, Global Head Wipro, to felicitate Mr. Tapan Kumar Saha, Director, Industry Alliance. Guys, you need a good round of applause here. Thank you so much, Mr. Tapan Kumar Saha, sir. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Himanshu Shekhar Maji and Mr. Saikat Biswas, Global Head, will again felicitate Dr. Himanshu Shekhar Maji. I will request Dr. Sushant Senapati to felicitate Dr. Pintu Kumar De, Professor, JIS Group. I will request Dr. Sushant Senapati again to felicitate Abhidipta Ganguly, the Training and Placement Officer. Had a lot of efforts put into the first batch. Thank you so much. I see a lot of popularity of Vidita Ganguly here. Yeah. I request Ravi Mende to felicitate Anjan Chatterjee, Training and Placement Officer here.
Just outside.
Okay. Meanwhile, I will request Ravi Mende to felicitate Dr. Payal Chakrabarti, Assistant Professor, JIS Group. I would request Dr. Sushant Senapati again to felicitate Sushanta Paul. In absence of Sushanta, Ananya will take the felicitation. There has been a wonderful contribution by the team. Thank you so much, everyone, and wish you all the best for the next batch. Thank you.
Thank you, Wipro. According to the MO, students of JIS University will work with Wipro. And thank you very much, Wipro, for 3 months. They are wonderful support and this type of opportunity for give us. We are delighted to have among us Mr. Shoikat Biswas sir, who is a global head Wipro Limited. He has more than 22 years of experience in IT or ITES industry, driving strategic global program, strong knowledge and expertise in the life science and medical devices industry. He has a rich experience in driving global operations and models, having worked with health and life science clients or engagement in outsourcing USA or UK. Prior joining Wipro, he worked almost 14 years with Cognizant, was part of life science business, played several leadership roles based out of NG USA. And early part of his career, he had major contribution in the healthcare business, worked in contribution USA and also for the NHS, National Health Service UK. So now, may I request Mr. Shoikat Biswas sir for deliver this valuable speech.
So guys, we have an additional, we would like to have a felicitation for Dr. Rakesh Kumar Dubey, Dean for the JIS Group. And I would request Shoikat Biswas sir to have a felicitation. I would like to request Dr. Sushant Senapati again for felicitating Dr. Parimala Machi, exam Parimala Mani, I'm so sorry. Exam controller JIS Group. Thank you.
Sir, please come.
So the stage is all yours.
Hello, am I audible? First of all, good afternoon to all of you. And, It's my pleasure to be over here. I think I visited the place many a times, but more into the other institute. This is the first time I'm coming to this building. But first of all, I really want to kind of be thankful to the GIS family. Lot of students, in fact, has part of Wipro, part of my previous organization, and a huge contribution, no doubt. Mr. Shah, Dr. Dubey, and then of course, the pharmacology head and the entire family of, GIS faculties and the administration. They have been very supportive on behalf of Wipro management, Wipro leadership. Thank you so much, sir. Each one of you for your major contribution. Without the contribution would not have possible. And more importantly, the students, all of you. It's a huge round of applause and the credit goes to all of you. Thank you so much. The contribution you all are kind of providing, I mean, I'm not talking about the institute perspective or from the Wipro perspective, the overall health community. When I look at it, that's enormous. So whenever I visit any institute, there are few things I make it very clear. Please, when you join a job, always remember one thing. You are working for a health community. Patient come first, life come first. You may join Wipro or Cognizant or TCS or some companies. There may be some cab waiting for you or a bus waiting for you. Maybe 5:30, you have to go home. If you are doing some work, that has to be priority. You have to prioritize itself. Of course, emergency at home, that is also a priority. Life is a priority. But somewhere down the line, you need to balance that. Yeah, because we should not mix up this work with some of the other industry vertical, like say banking or insurance or somewhere else. Why? Because we are dealing with the life of a patient. We are dealing with the life of, the safety of patient, right? So please keep that in mind when you are actually into your profession, whether it's pharmacovigilance, whether it's a medical device, whether it's a clinical data management, or any part of your profession, whether it's in the quality, medical representative job, or in the manufacturing side of it, wherever it is. Keep that in mind always. Yep. So that's the greater vision and the greater roadmap which you need to look at it. I don't want to kind of, keep this as a slideshow. There are a few of the things which you have already kind of, have gone through during your course. But I want to ask few questions first. And this whole session, I have to divide into 3-4 agenda. The first agenda is quick feedback. Do you think that is going to have benefited you? Okay. See, it is like, I'll put it in this way. This is a training which has been provided by the JIS University and Wipro in collaboration to equip you so that you are job ready. Don't worry about whether Wipro you are getting a job or somewhere else. The basic objective is you are equipped enough, and trust me, whatever the credentials you will be having once you are done, if you show that certificate, and I'm telling this with all confidence, you will get the job immediately. Whichever company. Objective was never like you will be working with GIS University or you will be working with Wipro. No. Of course, that is a priority. The objective is it should be equipped enough that it's a launching pad that you will be end up job anywhere. So that is one part. The second part is whether you join now, 6 months, after a year, make it very clear that when you apply for Wipro, please ensure you mention this in your credential. Yeah, in your resume, please mention that. We will definitely, you will be the preferred one. Yep. We deal with business, we deal with patient, And pharmacovigilance is a very unpredictable world. Now, why I use the unpredictability? People who have worked or working now, they know very well. Today is Friday, right? And we always talk about happy weekend, correct? It's not a happy scenario always. Because Friday is the day where in the evening, we get a lot of cases. Some could be serious cases. You must be knowing all this terminology by now, right? 7 days, 15 days scenario, correct? Think about a class 1 case. In the day 4, you are receiving it. You have just 48 hours to solve that, correct? Right? So Friday always, people who have worked in the PV side of it, they know very well. Think about some line listing work comes into play. Yep. Of course, there's a work balance life as well. People who are working that extra hour or maybe on the weekends and other stuff, they will be balanced somewhere else. But I don't want to scare you over there. But what I'm trying to say is it's a very unpredictable world, even for the pharmaceutical company too. Yep. Number 2, at least the generation where we are, at least I can comfortably talk about my generation. We are very fortunate. You know why? Because we have seen the transformative world more, I should say. When I was a little kid, we used to have the cassettes. Still, we see those pictures and play around. And we are talking about MP3s now, Blu-ray disc now, correct? See the transformation. So we are very fortunate in kind of, going through that process of transformation. Now, why I'm saying this, how it is related over here? Because many of you over here sitting, maybe thinking like, there's so much of automation, digitization going around. Is it going to impact my job? Please make it very clear in your mind. Flush it out. The answer is a big no, no. If anybody have explained to you, it's a big no, no. Why? Automation, transformation are part and parcel of our life. Is going to go ahead. There's a role for each and every one of you, including me. So somewhere automation will come. That's not going to impact the job. Maybe that will impact the process. What you used to do now, maybe after 5 years, you will be doing something very differently. But there is a role for you. Clear? So if something is kind of bring in your mind that I'm going to lose my job or I'm going to be impacted if transformation or digitization happen, please flush it out once for all. It's not going to happen. In the IT industry itself, we are talking. We have seen the transformation. We have seen the digitization. I have gone through that economic downturn of java.com, that .com bust. Then the 2009. We know our juniors, our friends, our batchmates, what happened during the java.com bust versus today. All are big shots now. So it's not, it should not be in your mind. Going back to the third one, which is very important, and I was just talking to the faculty members and the institute's heads. One thing you need to be kind of very clear, like when you are joining a job, my honest request to all of you, first 3 years, please be very, very serious and devote yourself to the learning. Now, if you ask me why, the JISU University and then the associated lot of institute, they have produced really, really fantastic students. I mean, I can even share names also. And I was just telling him, 5 years before, some of the people, or say 7 years, 8 years before, in my prior organization also, when they joined, if you just check it out, what they're doing today, where they're working, some of them may be abroad, some of them may be in a team manager position, or they're doing really, really good. Why? The first 2 years, 3 years, I've seen a complete devotion of the learning side of it. So what I mean by that, I may have got the training of PV. But when I join, I'm just taking PV as an example. I need to really know the end-to-end process thoroughly. I need to know across various therapeutic area what happens. What happens in oncology does not happen in cardiovascular. What happens in cardiovascular case does not happen in NCS, right? What happens in data intake for one case, which is serious, versus that of a non-serious, there's a huge difference. How the medical review, why it is important. What actually is happening in the causality side of it. You really need to get into the depth and know the end-to-end. That actually not happening to the extent what used to happen before. I'll be very honest with you, okay? You may not agree with me, but if I am proved wrong, I'll be more than happy. I'll be very honest with you. But I'm just sharing some of the things, what we are seeing as a data. I shared with your institute heads too. But my request to all of you is, please, first 2 to 3 years, ensure you are just a really, really subject matter expert. The moment you have that, then it will be like a jet rocket move for you. Everyone wants to change job. Everyone wants to have high salary. Nobody expects that you join a company XYZ and you are going to work for your whole life, right? Nobody expects that. But end of the day, what is the expected is the outcome, desired outcome. Got it? The salaries, the cost has skyrocketed. No problem. But the desired outcome is not to that extent. So my request to all of you is, please focus on that. The first 2 to 3 years, think yourself as an SME. So how you call yourself as an SME? Every year somebody else is joining, right? Next year just like your college, the freshers comes, right? You're in second year. I'm not talking ragging. So I'm talking about when you are having some freshers, somebody joining, they will be having problems in terms of solving a case. If you are really a SME, in the floor, everyone will pinpoint to you. Yes, usko pata hai. That person knows that. You can go and get help of that girl or that boy. That's the plus point of a subject matter expert. You got my point? And immediately, you will be gaining the knowledge and the juniors will be flocking around you like, yes, please help me. And that's the situation you should be, and that's the thing you should be waiting for. Like people asking help from you. You are the problem solver. Always remember one thing, you are the problem solver. The moment you solve a problem, you are gaining the trust of another person. You are gaining the trust of other person means the other person will come to you. There's no kind of complexity over here, right? It's in our everyday life also we have seen. So coming back to the point, the last point, I'm just kind of here that please, my request, you should be a subject matter expert the first 2 to 3 years. Please focus on that. Before I go to some of the specific slide, I don't want to kind of go through the whole thing. Any feedback you have, you think like we should do things differently, just 1 or 2. Anybody? Don't shy away. Do you think that we should do things differently? I'll just finish that.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sayan Karar from B.Pharm 4th year.
Mhm.
Actually, we have got a good lesson, but we have got few offline class interaction. If this can be more in future, this will be more beneficial to us.
I completely agree with you. In fact, COVID pandemic has taken a lot of things from us, and this is one thing. Yep. And 100%, we want to be like offline, because even in our office, we are saying that everything should be hybrid, at least to go ahead. And one of the things I would like to share with you, we have a survey. Most of our employees said that they want to return to office. They're missing those coffee hours, chit chat, and that office corridor kind of, gossips and other stuff. That is just one part of it. But more important is the human interaction, which matters, learning from each other. Completely agree on the offline part of it. And I'm looking forward to that.
Anyone? Masters? Okay, I think.
Okay. There will be an online survey form, which will be reaching to all of you guys. And certainly, you should fill it up and give a feedback. The objective is to improve. Yep. Quickly. So the first, I said like 3-4 agenda. The first part is what I shared with you. The second part, certainly I'll focus on some of the slides. Don't want to kind of, have a session specific to PV and, bore any of you, to be honest. But there are very specific things which I have in my mind, which, certainly I want to show it to you guys. Can you just quickly, Ankush, go to the transformation side of it? Maybe just focus on the regulatory ones and then go to the transformation. So a lot of you may be having questions like, I don't know, though we are focusing on the pharmacovigilance, the career perspective of the pharmacovigilance overall has an enormous movement. Why? With the advent of the social media, the number of cases has increased significantly. Because what we are getting, a lot of unstructured data, right? Facebook, LinkedIn, then, a lot of other social platform, right? The number of cases for a particular molecule, what we used to get versus today, like almost like 5 times, 6 times jump. That is one part of the story. Second part is definitely with the regulation, with the GDPR coming in. I hope you guys know like what is GDPR, right? Geo regulations for the Europe side of it. Okay. So please, Google it, and you should know that with the GDPR, what is happening. And then you know about Hydra Vigilance R3. Have you heard of? Okay. So you must be knowing the story behind it, right? So with the R3 Hydra Vigilance, the number of cases has increased significantly. I think during the, some of the lab, this presentation, just now we visit before our lunch. And I think Shishant was asking one of them, like aloe vera gel, right? That, somebody was using the vitamins E, right? So it's a very classic example. Like you are making one product and you are taking the help of another product, right? And that's where the R3 also the regulation somewhere comes into play. Like typically aspirin, if I want to take that example, so many products we are using, but end of the day, we have to solve the case of aspirin too, right? So it is also a kind of, regulated product. So that's a part. So, these are the 6 pillars. How many of you have seen this slide before, or you know about it? Anybody? Okay. These 6 pillars, I don't want to go in-depth detail on it. I do have taken a lot of sessions wherein I have stated that this is very, very important, which you should know it. It is a self-explanatory slide. The last one, the investigational, the filing, which is very close to us. Anybody? Why? Very recently, the COVID vaccine, right? The COVID vaccine, a lot of things are we have not completed the whole cycle, right? So that's a classic example. So I'm not getting into the detail of all the 6 pillars, but what the ECTGs do, what we do during the leveling, you need to know that. During the PMS or the post-marketing side of it, what happens, and this information will be shared with you. So this is just one part. Second is, hope you know about the regulatory bodies, right? Have you know about MCC? You know? MHRA? Okay, fantastic. So yeah, so these are some of the regulatory bodies. And let me tell you something. Few years back, working in regulatory service, actually it was not an outsourceable component. Today, as I speak, in Wipro campus, we are having some high-end regulatory service work going on. In fact, Dr. Shushan sitting over there, we used to do a regulatory service work for one of the world-renowned ophthalmology, therapeutic area side of it for medical device, Alcon to be specific, okay? Eye care. And there, all the local authority submissions, the vigilant reporting, everything was done by his team. Hub was Calcutta. Of course, there's a small team sitting in Dalian, China. Then, of course, we have in Bucharest, Romania. And then, of course, the last one in Curitiba, Brazil. Yeah, Curitiba, Brazil. And almost like 50 languages. Because when you do a local authority submission, it will be in the local languages, right? The local authority people of, say, Russia will be talking in Russian, right? So everything you will be doing it, the content, the regulatory inquiries, everything. And then, of course, the conversion happens, the translation happens, and then you submit, right? So those are the work already kind of, that was part of Wipro. And currently, as I speak, one of the top 3 medical device company, I can share the names, Johnson & Johnson. Yeah. So though it's a pharma company, but it's a combo. You know, they are very strong in medical device. We are working at very high end of regulatory service work. So the point I'm making is, when you know your PV journey, you need to kind of look at it beyond the pharmacovigilance domain, like the ICSR domain. So now I'm just kind of pushing myself, okay? We all talked about the pharmacovigilance, but the question obviously will be, hitting your mind, what's beyond that? I don't know how many of you know about literature. Are you aware of literature? Literature surveillance? Fantastic. So, literature surveillance is another, or the literature case processing rather, is the other side of it. That is one. Then signal detection, the safety management, these are the high-end work of the pharmacovigilance side of it, that safety side of it. And the big one I'm missing, that is the safety reporting, your aggregate safety report, your DSUR, PSUR, product safety reports, and other stuff. In fact, Shushant is specialized in that. So coming back to the point is, PV is a long journey. A person who's a safety officer in a pharmaceutical company is almost like a CEO. Really, really superpower. Yep. So I'm just sharing this with you to if you have in your question, like, okay, I have taken this course, what is my future? Where is my growth? Well, this is an area where you can make your whole life. Yep. So coming back to the point in terms of, this is the regulatory service side of it. You can go to the transformation fellowship side of it. These are some of the key things which you really need to know, like what is the way ahead in life when it comes to the safety. Yep. Last but not the least, before I take the specific that PV transformation is, apart from PV, I don't know how much you are aware of in the R&D where you can work. Have you heard of clinical data management? What happens, right? So in the CDM is another area where is a huge demand. Of course, with the decentralization of the trials, and then of course the way the COVID thing happened, lot of the clinical trials got stopped, the prescription drugs and other stuff, right? The whole budget of the money is getting pumped to your vaccine related products or the associated, like the pill. A good example, Paxlovid of Pfizer is a COVID pill, right? So all the budget is getting pushed over there. So the other RX, I mean the prescription drugs, that is the time that is where the focus got certainly shifted. So certainly we are going to see that there's a push over there, but the way clinical data management used to happen 3 years back versus today, we are seeing already a big shift. So certainly that's another area. Regulatory service, I already talked about it. I'm sharing with all this because you are passing out or you have already passed out. So certainly you can look at the various areas and decide yourself where you want to make your career. Yep. PV automation specifically, Ankush, if you can go to the television. Yeah. I just want to share this just quick 5 minutes, and before I go to the third year, I don't want to be on the slide itself, focus on the slide. I talked about the automation digitization because this is some question which comes to me always, even on the floor itself. Said is going to impact us. This is the slide. We have Talosef, and if a case is to take, say, 60 minutes or 45 minutes, depends upon the type of the cases, with Talosef, the case will take hardly 15 minutes or even less. Yeah. Some of it depends upon what stage. It's the data entry, which used to take some 35 minutes, 40 minutes. Now it's going to take 3 minutes. Now the question will be having in your mind, like, where is my role? And intentionally, I'm showing this slide because it is already happening. So you have to place yourself like, what will be my role? Whether I should focus on the processing side of it, go to the QR, MR side of it. MR, of course, you need to have a physician degree. Now, in order to do that, you need to have the whole process. Yep. So you have already done your training in the PV. The automation part, the AI part is already in front of you. It is already working. And we are already working with few of the companies. How many of you have heard of Springer Nature? Anybody? Okay. Springer Nature is considered to be the gold standard when it comes to the medical journals of publishing. Okay. Just to share one statistics, I forgot the exact number, 400 plus, I should say. Nobel laureates published their first, abstract in Springer Nature. So you understood, like, it's a gold standard when it comes to the medical publishing. Springer Nature is a big house where there's a part of the business focusing on the literature side of it. There's the AD's pharmacovigilance. As we speak with you, it is part of Wipro. Yeah, it's my team sitting in Pune. Yep. There's a lot of work happening. And we have seen a significant jump over there. There are a few more work happening on the clinical trial side of it. I can't share with the confidentiality and other stuff with you. But the point I'm making is we see a significant jump over there, and it is already happening. And we really want to turn the table over here when it comes to the literature side of it, because it's a big demand with the automation or the transformation. But the question asks, all the 175 odd people, what will happen to them? They will be there. We'll get more work done. Out of that 175, almost like 57 are physician. Yes, MBBS, doctor, MDs in some of the specialization there. So I'm sharing this data with all of you to make understand that a lot of questions, in fact, 90% of the question comes to me on the digitization and transformation side of it. All the training, what you had, there is a role play over there. Okay. So with that, I'll move to the third part and the last part. Ankush, I don't need any more slide. What is the not the future or the end state. Yep. So you had your training, and of course, Ankush will. Ankush, did you share the result or anything? Yeah. So Ankush already kind of shared some of the results and other stuff. Most of them kind of pass. I think few, one or two maybe, may not be, but we already have some of the requirements which already kind of the HR will be working. Very few requirements, but as I speak with you, but in the next few months there are some of the requirements which we are kind of gathering. We are going to pull in, have the preference over there. Third part, there are two big work already happening. I don't know, maybe in 2 months time I'll again call Ovidipto, and then a lot of people like, hey, I need some 300-400 people. It happened in somewhere around February, March. We hired a huge chunk of people. So it keeps on happening. But the point I'm sharing very transparently with you is that it has a huge future. And I'll be really, really, eager to see all of you in Wipro near term. But you should not wait for only Wipro. And I'm a very transparent guy. I'm just now talking, sitting in that chair. Yeah. You should leverage everywhere. And please write it in your resume that you already have this training, and see what happens. Yep. So with that, the third part, I'm just kind of, ending over here. Any questions, please don't shy away. I'm here to answer those questions. Go ahead. If no question, it makes my life easier. Okay, how many of you really, really want to the safety, the drug safety side of it, that will be your career goal? How many of you think? Okay, I see a good number. Rest of you, even if you don't think, you can use it as a launch pad. Don't worry about it. I understand, because I was also a student at one point of time, and job matters. And that's why I'm sharing transparently with you, like what you should do, what you should not do. No shy away. So thank you so much. Once again, on behalf of Wipro, I like to kind of, thank the GIS family, every faculty members, Mr. Shaha, Dr. Dubey. Thank you so much, sir. And every one of you. And to all the students, credit goes to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your informative speech. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now request the Dean of Management and Juridical Science, Mr. Rakesh Kumar Dubey, sir, to give the certificate to all students.
আমি দিচ্ছি নামটা হ্যাঁ স্যার
এখান থেকে তো মোহনাদের থেকে হ্যাঁ আমি বলে দিয়েছি স্যার প্লিজ কাম অন দ্য ড্যাশ অহনা দে অহনা দে ফর আউটস্ট্যান্ডিং পারফরমেন্স নেক্সট শেখ আব্দুল হাফিজ for outstanding performance. Roshni Gayen for outstanding performance. Rinki Prasad Bhagat for outstanding performance. Manihar Parveen for outstanding performance. Shayan Karar for outstanding performance. Sir, sir, ma'am. আচ্ছা এখন সুতপা ধর for excellent performance. অনিত কুন্ডু may I request ma'am Parlimana Mani ma'am MD Samim Akhtar. Acha Anit Kundu, where is Anit Kundu? Come for excellence performance. MD Samim Akhtar. MD Samim Akhtar for excellence performance. Arif Khan. Samim Akhtar. Arif Khan for excellent performance. Krishnendu Ghosh for excellent performance. Shagota Borua for excellent performance. Humaira Parviz for excellent performance. Udita Majumdar for excellent performance. Udita Majumdar. May I now request Professor Pintu Kumar De, kindly, sir, please give the certificate to all students. Rishita Roy Chaudhuri. Rishita Roy Chaudhuri for excellent performance. Madhurima De. Madhurima De, she has already joined, but now she is absent. Shouvik Pal. Shouvik Pal. Prosenjit Prasad. Prosenjit Prasad. For very good performance. May I request Dr. Shushan Senapati sir, please come on the dais for giving the certificate. Tuhin Ghosh. Tuhin Ghosh for very good performance. Shagor Shaha. Shagor Shaha for very good performance. Abhishek Sen for very good performance. Saurabh Patro. Saurabh Patro for very good performance. Mehnaz Parveen for very good performance. Sugata Pal. Sugata Pal for very good performance. Sneha Chakraborty. Sneha Chakraborty. For very good performance. Trisha Devnath. Trisha Devnath. Now may I request Dr. Ankush Mahajan sir, kindly come on the dais and giving the certificates to all students. Shubho Das for very good performance. Ritu Chaudhuri. Ritu Chaudhuri Pranay Kanti Das for very good performance. Sayantak Sen. Sayantak Sen. Payal Chakraborty for very good performance. আচ্ছা। Triyasha Mondol for Inform for very good performance. Afrozida Sajrin for very good performance. B firm. Sritama Mitro. B firm for very good performance. Nobonita Sarkar. B firm Nobonita Sarkar. For very good performance. Rohit Kumar Yadav, B firm for very good performance. MD Mizanur Rahman, B firm for very good performance.
তিনজনের নাম বলে দাও, রেডি থাকবে। নাও নেক্সট উইল বি
অভিষিক্তা চক্রবর্তী। অভিষিক্তা চক্রবর্তী।
নাও নেক্সট ওয়ান বলে দাও।
নাও নেক্সট ওয়ান দেবাশিস সুর।
চেঞ্জ হবে, এরপরে হবে রবি মন্ডল। আর নেক্সট দেবাশিসের পরে
সৌরভ মন্ডল, নেক্সট ওয়ান সৌরভ মন্ডল। May I now request Mr. Ravi Mende, sir, please come on the dais and giving the certificate. Saurabh Mondol. Next, Ahmed Reza. Next one, Madhumita Shaha. Madhumita Shaha. Next, Manaza Parveen. Sorry, Shreya Dash. M from Shreya Dash. Next one, Monaza Parveen. Come on the dais. Next, Sharni Vanik. Sharni Vanik. Next one, Devjit Samanto. Devjit Samanto. MD Nasrullah. Next one is MD Nasrullah. Next, Shagnik Ghosh. Shagnik Ghosh.
আল আমিন সরকার।
Next one, Al Amin Sarkar. নেক্সট স্বর্ণালী চক্রবর্তী, স্বর্ণালী চক্রবর্তী, দেবাশিস শ, শুভেন্দু মণ্ডল, নবনীল মান্না,
শুভেন্দু হয়ে গেল। শুভেন্দু তো শুভেন্দু এরপরে হলো নাকি লাস্টে পায়েল দিদি ছিল এরপরে পায়েল।
নবনীল মান্না, অঙ্কন কুন্ডু, অঙ্কনা না অঙ্কন, অঙ্কনা কুন্ডু, অঙ্কনা কুন্ডু,
এই নামটা
প্রদীপ কর পাল,
প্রদীপ
প্রদীপ কর পাল।
নেক্সট হলো কে আছে?
May I now request Mr. Pradeep Kaur Pal, sir, please come on the dais and giving the certificate to all students. Onkon Maiti, Onkon Maiti, Sharuk Mondol, Sharuk Mondol, Sheikh Aman Afroz, Sheikh Aman Afroz, Pratyasha Sarkar, অভিষেক ঘোষ, সৌরিন মুখোপাধ্যায়, এমডি আসিফ, শেখ তসলিম জাভেদ,
আসিফ না
শেখ বিকাশ বৈদ্য,
इसके बाद सॉरी এরপরে এটা তসলিম যাবে
সায়ন্তনী চৌধুরী,
সায়ন্তনী চৌধুরী পরে অরূপপ্রিয় অধিকারী চলে আসবে। অরূপপ্রিয় অধিকারী, অরূপপ্রিয় অধিকারী।
সায়ন্তনী চৌধুরী। Now may I request Mr. Arupriya Adhikari, Mrs. Sorry ma'am, sorry, Miss. Come on the dais ma'am, please, and giving the certificate. Oyun Shaha, Ritik Dube, Rajdeep Roy, Shahin Akhtar, Shiny Seal, Rohan Ghosh, Shuman Das, Shuman Das, Shuman Das, Soumitra Moore, now may I request Payal Chakraborty ma'am, kindly come on the dais and giving the certificate. Shubhendu Patro, Shubhendu Patro, Sudeep Kundu, Sudeep Kundu, Moinak Khan, Srija Shana, Srija Shana, অঙ্কিত মজুমদার, অঙ্কিত মজুমদার, ঋত্বিক দাস, এই তিনটে পেন, হ্যাঁ
এক্সেলেন্ট পারফরমেন্স তিনজন আছে স্যার, এটা আপনার স্যার তিনজন আছে এক্সেলেন্ট পারফরমেন্স। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ তাড়াতাড়ি
কে দেবেন?
ওটা স্যার দেবে আব্দুল হাফিজ
For excellent performance, Abdul Hafiz, Sayon Karar, and Monihar Parveen. Come on the dais. May I now request the Dean of Management and Juridical Science, Mr. Rakesh Kumar Dubey, sir, to give the vote of thanks. Sir, please.
Good evening, all of you. This is very nice arrangement today, and we are having our guest, the global head, Mr. Saikat Biswas ji of Wipro, and the students getting the certificates. It is marvelous phenomena today that to see all of you. Certainly, this program that you were in and the certificates that you received today, I think this is going to become wings for you to fly high in your work life, in your career ahead. I personally, from very core of my heart, I wish you all the best. And today, with this opportunity, I would like to thank all people who were engaged in organizing this very wonderful program. I, with a very deep core of heart, I really thank you, Mr. Saikat Biswas sir, who could spare his most valuable time from his most busy schedule to come here in JIS. And we really look ahead to always remain connected with you, sir. And that is very much awaited again and again to see you here in our campus. I really thank all the members from Wipro who, along with Saikat Biswas sir, who could come here today. Thank you all very much. I really thank Professor Manji, the HOD of Pharma Department, Pharmaceutical and Technology Department, that he could arrange a wonderful program like this. And really we could get this MOU signed in the Department of Pharma and along with the Life Sciences in our university, JIS. I really thank Controller of Examination who could spare her time from very busy schedule. We know that we are undergoing the process of NAC. NAC is very important part. Now you all know, students and every other stakeholders of this university. But still, this program was so important that we all are here now. I really thank Mr. Saha, sir, you, that you could spare your time to come from HO now, because I understand HO people are very busy with planning and doing the things. I really thank Anjan. I really thank the young star, uh, Abhidipto. Yeah, Abhidipto. I also thank all stakeholders. I really thank all my students sitting here over. I thank all those back office staff who could make this program successful. I thank the registrar section, and overall, thank you everyone who is present. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all for attending today's ceremony. And I have this opportunity to congratulate all of you and my best wishes for all of you. Thank you. Exactly, ma'am. No, ma'am, no, ma'am. My PhD is going on, ma'am. No, no, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. After PhD, ma'am. Please. After PhD, ma'am, then I will plan.
You are the best communicator. I feel you are the best communicator. When you are here, I feel strong. From both of you, we are just meeting the Silama. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome. Yeah, please.
ছবি তুলবো তো স্যারকে দিয়ে আসছে নাকি সবার সঙ্গে হ্যাঁ আমরা একটা ফটো নিয়ে